Hey, what's up guys? PPG Gorilla here. Hope everybody had a good holiday and a happy new year. Hey, did you guys have any New Year's resolutions? I did, and here it is. I want to make more YouTube content and better quality videos. So I figured it was time to update the camera gear a little bit. I started out moving from the Insta360 1X to the Insta360 1X2. That's what I was using for this shot here. That's my 360 camera. It usually is on a selfie stick and I use it for panning around, but mostly making shots back toward the pilot. Next thing I did was upgraded my GoPro. I was still on GoPro 7 and it worked alright, but I went ahead and upgraded to the GoPro 9. I just couldn't see the benefit in going to the 10 for another $100, so I'm still a little bit behind, but at least I'm up to GoPro 9. This is the one I'm really excited about. This is the Skydio 2 intelligent drone. This thing is amazing, guys. This drone uses 6 cameras and uses artificial intelligence to build a 3-dimensional model of its environment. That allows it to fly autonomously and follow the subject without running into anything. I was really curious whether I would be able to use it with my Paramotor, so I did some tests to find out if that would work. So the Skydio 2 drone has 3 ways that you can control the drone. Number 1, just using your cell phone. It uses Wi-Fi from your cell phone to make a connection. You can choose the behavior you want it to fly, like motion track or orbit. It'll lock onto a subject. The next form of control, and probably the best for this type of videography, is using the controller in combination with your cell phone or your tablet. You have a greater range like this, about a mile range. That's more than I need. I don't want to fly out of sight. And to me, coming from the RC world, I have a more fine control using the sticks in the controller like this. These make some really cool cinematic looking shots. Best of all is when you put the drone footage together with some of your other footage, some of your ground footage. Here's Scott doing a foot launch, captured from the drone and from the ground. These were actually 2 separate launches that I pieced together to make it look like one. So the third way to control the Skydio 2 drone is using a beacon like this. This GPS beacon has 4 or 5 buttons on it that you can pick certain behaviors, whatever you would like the drone to do. You can have it motion track you, as we do here, just by changing where it is in relation to the subject. You can get different shots. Here's Ripa and I taking a little scooter ride. You can control the range of the drone, whether it's close to you or far away. You can have it orbit the subject and fly around at a higher altitude so it's further out. Well, my next question is, what kind of speed is this drone capable of? So I jumped on my Varla scooter and did some motion tracking. I was traveling about 20 miles an hour on the scooter and it had no problem flying out in front of me, facing backwards and filming me. I found it was really easy to control the position of the drone and the range or the distance from the subject just using the little beacon controller in my right hand without even looking at it. After that, I decided to test it at actual flying speeds. I was in my Jeep driving 30 miles an hour and I found it really had no problem keeping up and tracking me at those speeds. At that point, I started thinking, wow, this might actually work. I had to use extra caution to make sure I set the return to home behavior properly. If I'm out flying, I don't want to lose my expensive drone, so I set it up to return to home if it should lose track of the beacon. I set the maximum altitude to 400 feet so I would stay legal in Class G airspace, and I did the right thing and registered my drone with the FAA. So that's it. It was time to fly. I was sharing the skies that night with two of my buddies, Dave Curry and Sean Chandler. We talked about it before we flew. I let them know that the drone would always be within 100 feet of me, and that it's probably not a good idea to put themselves between me and the takeoff spot of the drone in case it should have to do a return to home behavior. I was flying a 34 meter Da Vinci Duet wing. It flies about 26 miles an hour, so I didn't want the drone to have any problem keeping up with me. I carried the beacon in my non-throttle hand, and I was adjusting the position, the distance, and the behavior during flight just to try it out and see how it worked. So anyway, check it out. The camera records in 4K, so you can actually zoom in a little bit in post and still have a pretty decent image. I kept a pretty good distance between myself and the drone. It did pretty good keeping me in frame. It lost me a couple of times. It never really lost connection with the beacon though, where it tried to return to home. This is my favorite angle. It's kind of scary though, seeing that thing out in front of you flying backwards, pointing the camera toward you. You have to remember that it sees the beacon as a GPS location. It doesn't see you, it doesn't see the wing or the lines of the wing, so we want to be careful with that part. It really records some pretty epic shots in my opinion. I did a little bit of experimenting, zooming in and post, and try to see what the resolution looks like. Pretty cool shots, but you start to lose it if you get too close. It also makes it harder to keep the subject in the frame when you're zoomed in. So I don't think this is something that I'll do on a regular basis. I just thought it was really cool that you could even do it, so I wanted to give it a try. It makes some pretty epic shots. The thing is, this thing's expensive and you don't want to lose it out in the middle of the field somewhere. You may never find it again. I've only started to scratch the surface of the capabilities of this thing. It's just amazing what it'll do. So I'm looking forward to integrating it into videos on the channel. I think of it as just another tool in the toolbox that we use to make hopefully good YouTube content. Alright guys, hit me up in the comments, let me know what you think, if you like it, if you don't like it. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe guys. Thanks for coming along, and look for some more videos coming real soon. Peace out.